All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Offsides Podcast. We're here, ready to go. Divisional round weekend is over. It's over. Anyways, I'm going out of the room first. Pete, how you doing, bro?
Good. What's up?
Another day, brother. Another day. June, what's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Another week, another dollar, kind of.
Yo, and happy belated birthday, bro. You know what I'm saying? Turn what the big 4-0 on Sunday?
Yeah, man. Hey, it felt a little bit weird, man. Leaving the 30s, I felt sad for like a second.
We can see like the bottom of your face now.
Yeah. Whatever you did, we can see your face now.
Yeah, move
Oh,
forward. I think there it is. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
ah, that's the
yeah.
light.
I would I would take a shot with you, man, but I'm recovering and I actually did something the other day. I'm taking a break for a couple of days, so I emptied out whatever was left in my bottle in the sink, bro. I don't know. I woke up that morning, I said, man, I need to chill. So I dumped it and I had surgery yesterday, so um I probably won't drink nothing until Super Bowl weekend. So trying to see what's up, man. I gotta get back in the gym too, man. I gotta get my life right. But anyways, man. So divisional rounds, crazy weekend. I thought it was. Some teams surprised me more than others. I think I'm gonna start with Pete. Which game caught you off guard a little bit?
Packers and Niners. You know, and it's what's crazy is that the Packers lost to the Giants, and they had a hard time beating Carolina, two of the worst teams in the league. But then they go into Dallas and whoop Dallas. Like that was an ass whooping in Dallas. Like the first drive, they kind of set the tone, and it was just like, wait a minute, this shit ain't gonna happen, and it did. And then they went into San Francisco, and they were they should have had that game. I think they lost it more than San Francisco won it because obviously San Francisco got the better players. They got home field, so it's kind of you kind of expected it to go in their favor, but the Packers could have pulled that one off, but no, they didn't. But that's the game that surprised me the most.
June.
Um, you know, I'm gonna agree with Pete, but I'm 50-50 on this one. So I'm gonna go 50% with that one, but I'm highly surprised with the Bills. Um, this was the opportunity for you to let the world know that the Chiefs are not your daddy. And that was not the case. The Chiefs are your daddy. To get eliminated, 3 out of the last 4 years by the Chiefs at home back-to-back years, it's just sad. Extremely sad.
That was my surprise, to be honest. This was to me the chance to beat the Chiefs. This is my in my opinion, the Chiefs were the weakest they can be, and they actually dominate the line of scrimmage. They were that their offensive line was bullying their defense, the Chiefs defense. Um, and I don't know, man, it just went away. I guess the first topic that I would say is the Chiefs upset the Bills at home to advance to their sixth straight AFC championship. Was the loss more on the Bills or on the Chiefs team? I think it was more on the Bills. I don't think Mahomes did anything extra this time. He didn't have to do anything crazy. He played the game that was in front of him, and I believe that the team that made the mistakes when it counted was the Bills. June, what's your take on that?
Yep. So I 100% agree. The Chiefs didn't do anything spectacular. I think the Chiefs went in there as a team that's above average, because they're not an average team. So I'm not gonna sit here and say they're not a good team, but they're a team that's above average. So it's a team that you can't sit here and you can't play mediocre football against. And when you have stars in your team, and you know what works and what hasn't been working, because in my opinion, I think the Buffalo Bills they've been playing great football the last 5 weeks of the regular season, and going into the playoffs, I thought that they were really going to show out, But I think they did what they've been doing at the beginning of the season, and they put the team back on Josh Allen. And given he didn't make mistakes, I think Josh Allen played a good game. He didn't make mistakes. However, you have a running back over there, man. You got Cook that's been cooking for the last 7 weeks of the season, and you failed to capitalize. To be honest with you, I'm not even gonna blame the head coach, man. I just think the whole team they didn't do enough when they had the advantage.
Pete, your take?
Same as you guys. What bothers me is that, like you said, they got a running back. Like, people say, oh yeah, they got a running game now. Like, it's not that they got a running game. It's they finally handed it off to Cook. They finally giving him touches. Like, you want to use Josh Allen, I get it, but then it gets a little bit too predictable. And
Right.
but I do put some on the coach. That the fake punt was in their own territory, was like fucking.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I was like, wow. Listen, and analytics kind of messed. I think is kind of screwing up the game. I seen an interview with John Madden years ago about the game Madden. When it first came out, it was 4th and 27, and dudes were still going for it and getting it. He said, you guys gotta increase the difficulty on 4th down because that's the most realistic thing. But doing a fucking fake punt in your own territory is that the degree of difficulty there is crazy. And not wanting to give the ball back, I get it, but sometimes you got to be a little bit smarter. And the coach got bailed out when this dude fumbled into the end zone. He was about to go up 2 scores. So I get it. The players, Josh Allen, I think Orlovsky broke it down. There was some throws he missed. Diggs dropped that long pass. I put it kind of on, team effort, everybody, coaches and players.
Well, it's like we said last week, like I said that Belichick put out, players win the games, coaches lose them. I think in this situation, coaching did matter. I think that, like you said, the punt was a bad call. And the bad thing about it, the Chiefs only had 10 players on the field.
Yeah.
So the numbers was on your favor and you couldn't still get it. I think Josh Allen made poor throws. Again, the Chiefs didn't do anything, in my opinion. That look, 12 first down. The Bills had 27 first downs to the 21 of the Chiefs. On 3rd down efficiency, Chiefs were 1 of 5. The Bills were 7 of 14, 50%. 4th down efficiency, the Chiefs didn't even try. Bills was 2 of 3. Total plays, 47 to 78 on the Bills. Total yards, 361 to 368 on the Bills. Total drives, the Chiefs had 1 more drive, 9. Bills had 8. Yards per play, this is where the Chiefs got them, 7.7 yards per play. Bills had 4.7. Passing yards was 215 on 186. So the Chiefs had 215. And rushing yards, Chiefs had 146. The Bills had 182. Red zone, 2 of 4. They were 50% the Chiefs. Bills was 3 of 4. Damn near perfect in the red zone. So, and penalties, 2 for 15 yards and 5 for 20 on the Bills. The one turnover was on Dallas. The Chiefs with the fumble. And then time of possession, it was 22 minutes for the Chiefs and 37 for the Bills, bro. Like that, in my opinion, That's coaching, and that was all on the Bills. He choked. That one pass, 2nd and 9, and instead of going to Diggs on the undercut that he had open for the first down, he goes deep for the bomb and fell short like 5 yards in the end zone. Instead of going to the post, he put it in front, it goes down. And my thing, you're playing a team that scored on you in 13 seconds just 2 years ago. You want to get that first down. You want to eat clock. You want to eat the clock up because you're already playing with your 3rd string middle linebackers. Your team's already disseminated on defense. Von Miller didn't do anything. And you sat here and you said, like you said, choked. And now you're giving this team life for everybody to come in and make it seem like now they can go on a run. And the truth is you just gave them confidence. You gave them confidence. So it's up to Lamar now, you know what I'm saying, to go in there and handle some business. So with that being said, the Ravens handle business at home and are now they got the Chiefs coming in. How you see the Ravens going into the AFC Championship? I'll start with Pete.
They're rolling right now. They're rolling everything. Special teams, offense, defense, special teams. Everybody is and for the most part, everybody's healthy. I mean, not gonna count the running backs. The running backs are always dinged up, and the Ravens, for some reason, seems like they're snake bit with the running back position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these dudes is getting hurt, except for Gus Edwards when I play him in fantasy. He's healthy as shit, and he fucking scores two touchdowns easy. It's put it in the books. It's gonna happen. But they seem they're healthy. They're rolling. Everybody's getting the ball. Likely, Odell, Flowers, all of them, Bateman, they're all getting the ball. This dude's supposed to come back. I think we all know. I think everybody is on the same page of what's gonna happen this weekend with them.
We hope. We hope. June, what about you?
Oh man, they started out a bit slow, and I thought that the Texans were gonna keep on doing what the Texans were doing.
They made
And
it, yeah.
and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. So I'm not sure if Lamar Lamar right now, like we all been saying, he's playing that MVP caliber season, and once he flipped that switch, it's like unstoppable. I mean, his stats were ridiculous, and this wasn't the only game that his stats were ridiculous. So I can't even say it was like a lucky game. He's been having these great games all season, and I think the MVP is solidified when it comes to that. And he keeps on showing out why. And it seems a little bit weird, seeing the Chiefs are traveling to Baltimore. Like, I don't know about you guys, but it just seems weird, like the Chiefs are traveling to Baltimore. And I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I hope it is anyway. But I think that the Ravens are going to dominate. I don't. They're not playing mediocre football like the Bills are. And that's the difference. And that's the difference between the Bills and the Ravens, in my opinion.
Well, I think the defense is a lot better on the Ravens side. I think they got speed. Roquan Smith's an animal queen. They got it going. And I don't think Ravens, remember, Ravens are that team that didn't fear nobody back in the day. When they had Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Suggs, them dudes was not scared to go into anybody's home and whoop ass. They did it to us in the division round one game. Patriots went up in that mug thing they was going to do something. First play out the gate, Ray Rice goes for 75 yards and a touchdown. And it's like, oh shit, we about to get manhandled. So I think that, and then the fact that he's coming to Baltimore, I hope that they beat him. I do. I want my issue is I don't think they hit Mahomes like they could. You know what I'm saying? When Allen runs or Allen scrambles out, they hit him. When Lamar runs and scrambles out, they hit him. But Patty runs out and it's like, they try to two-hand touch him, like, stop, no, don't do it.
Wait. Let me stop you right there, bro. Yo, they cracked his helmet 2
Who
weeks
was that?
ago, bro.
That was
Mahomes.
Yeah, but that was the Dolphins.
What do you mean they don't hit him? They hit him then.
No, I mean when he's running. Go back and look at the plays when he's actually run out the pocket. Yo, that the reason he gets all these extra yards after is because they stutter step up. Matter of fact, Brady did it to them, I think, one time. Brady was about to run the ball. It looked like he was going to stop, so the defender didn't hit him, and Brady kept running past him for a touchdown. And I was like, bro, you would have took him down if you would have just hit him, but you didn't hit him, probably because they don't want the flag. They scared they might get a flag or something. But I expect, man. Listen, I would love to see Lamar go to the Super Bowl. And after what I saw in the 49ers last week against the Packers, I think the Niners are very beatable if they go to the Super Bowl against the Ravens. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions send them home this weekend. But we'll get to that in a minute. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hope that defense holds up enough, man, to give these people a problem. You know what I'm saying? And make the Chiefs think twice, because they, in my opinion, should never got past Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But one question I will ask you guys, and I put it in the chat because I was kind of upset about it. Patty has 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 NFL MVPs, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
2, right? If Lamar wins, we all think Lamar's going to win the second one, and he wins 1 ring. Do you put Lamar up there with him? June, go first. I see you thinking.
I am thinking, man, because as much as I want to say yes, I'm gonna have to say no, and that's all due respect to the game. And I think like, you said it a few times. Given the situation that Mahomes has been put in when he joined the Chiefs, kind of rubs a lot of people the wrong way sometimes, right? But ultimately, he has to get in there and make those crazy plays and make those crazy dumb passes, and talk the way that he talks. And we can't control that. And Lamar has had those opportunities, and he's come up short. And he's come up short based on his skill level, his decision making, and that's just is what it is. So I still want, sir, I want to put him above Patrick Mahomes. I just don't think it's fair.
What about you, Pete?
No, but it's just because he's got the same amount of MVPs, but he doesn't have the same amount of chips, and as far as I mean, those are accolades, right? That goes on the resume. That it looks really good. Same thing like Brady's career, his resume is amazing. Same thing with like Jordan. Jordan six finals, never lost, never went to a game 7. That shit looks amazing. So Lamar is building the same type of resume that Mahomes has. And I think, he's getting there to the point where, look at the team looks great, the entire team. So the way Mahomes went to a couple of Super Bowls, lost one, but he got 2. Maybe this is Lamar's turn now. Buffalo, I don't know if they're really a threat because it doesn't seem like they got it in them, as we've seen the last couple of years. So
Well, we're gonna get to that later on.
okay, my bad. So what is he there with him right neck and neck? No, but he's on his ass.
So I would say I would even put him on the same level, and it's not because of the chips. I think that Lamar Jackson is a very different animal when it comes to comparison between him and Mahomes. I think Lamar has a stronger arm. Obviously, Lamar's bigger. He's faster. When Lamar's on his A game, bro, it's kind of hard to beat. That's why his record against NFC teams is ridiculous. And he's second behind Patty when it comes to winning in the games. Patty hasn't beat. But again, I think Patty's always had a more complete team and hasn't had to deal with the injuries that he's had to deal with over the last 6 years.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah. So, I think that I just don't like when they make it seem, and I guess for me, the reason I have an issue with this, like I said in our chat, when Brady was winning, some people said Aaron Rodgers wins one more and he's up to with Brady. And I'm like, there's no way in hell that he wins one more and he's up to with Brady. But they were trying to find somebody to match up to it or take him off. And they felt like Aaron Rodgers was the only one close to it. I agree, chips do matter. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of having them? They don't matter. I wouldn't say that Mahomes is too far out of his league. What I will say is this, that they're just two different quarterbacks, in my opinion. They're two different styles. And Lamar is something that a lot of people said this. You can game plan for Lamar when you get there. It's not going to be the same game plan. It's not. You're not ready for that kind of play. With that being said, we let's talk about the Lions real quick. They beat the Bucs, going to the NFC Championship game the first time in I don't know how long, been over 30 years, right?
I think 31 years.
31 years. How serious are the Lions? Then we can cover both topics. The Lions going to 49ers after rolling the Bucs, looking great. Brock Purdy without Debo. How much confidence you have on the 49ers and how much confidence you have on the Lions. I'll start with Pete.
The Lions, when teams trade a star player and get a lot of picks back, what they did with Stafford, what they hope to do is what happened with the Lions. The Lions hit on those picks. Laporta, Gibbs, Branch in the secondary. They hit on those picks, and that's
Hutchinson.
Oh yeah, but he was their own. He was the the early pick. I'm talking about the other. Laporta was second round. Branch was second round.
Yeah.
And they got shit for taking Gibbs, a running back in the first round. But they hit on those picks and they're all contributing. So I mean the secondary is a little suspect. That's why that game was that close. They got a great offensive line. I expect a better game than the Ravens and the Chiefs. That's just me.
Okay.
Now, the second part was you said Purdy.
Without Debo, Debo's hurt. They say he might play. You know,
I know I know Debo's a big part of, but it's kind of like the Draymond Green thing to me. Like Draymond Green, all right, he's out, but they still got Steph Curry and freaking Klay Thompson. They still got McCaffrey, they got Kittle, they got Ayuk. And when they lost 3 in a row, when Debo was hurt, Trent Williams was also hurt as well. Those same games. So I don't think it's that much of a oh shit, they're not gonna be good this week because Debo don't play. Because McCaffrey offense to me runs through McCaffrey, and they're kind of interchangeable because you could put McCaffrey as a wideout and Debo in the backfield and vice versa.
June?
I think that the Lions, they've taken a few risks and it's paid off. I don't know if they really thought that they were going to get what they're getting out of Goff when they made that initial trade with St. Louis, right? But I could tell you who won. Regardless, ultimately, yes, I would say St. Louis got the W because they won the Super Bowl. However, it came with a lot of price, and that's a whole different topic. But they had to give up a whole lot more than what Detroit had to do. I think Detroit right now, they have a team that they've built, not just if they were to win this year, it won't be a one and done like like the Rams. It will be a team that will be reckoned with for the next few years, and that's the scary part about this Lions team, that the momentum is with the Lions, and San Francisco, the way that they played against the number 7 seed Packers. You can't play like that against these Lions. These Lions is hungry. You know what I mean? And just like that, I think the Lions, if they dominate, I will not be surprised if they make it to the Super Bowl. It's crazy, and they're still adding players. They just added Zach Ertz the other day, which is insane. I didn't even know they could do that until I was reading about it. They signed him to the practice squad.
Yeah, they're free agents. Like they're not signed. I think you could pick them up.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like they signed him to the practice squad, and then they elevate him the day of the game to the active roster. And you sign him again, Zach Ertz, giving some depth behind Laporta or whatnot. But yeah, I think the Lions are definitely the team that you have to be worried about.
I will say this. To me, the game's going to come down to the 49ers defense. And because let's say Purdy starts to struggle, can that defense slow down the lines enough to keep the score close? Kind of like what happened with the Packers, where it came down to a turnover by Jordan Love, and now you have the game's over. So to me, it was you're right. Debo is one player. They still have so many others. But I think that more concerning for me was watching that game with Purdy. He struggled a little bit. He did struggle. He wasn't the normal self. It wasn't easy. And yes, he made the right drive and the right play at the right time. So I get that. That's cool. But, to me, you got to look at the fact that, like you said, you got a hungry Lions team coming, and Dan Campbell did a great job with that team. Like you said, they hit on the picks. They're playing with house money. You know what I'm saying? And they feel, and the thing is, I think Goff is playing with like a little chip on his shoulder, if you think about it. Y'all got rid of me. Y'all went and won the Super Bowl. Even though I took you to the Super Bowl, but you went and got rid of me. You won it, and now I'm here. And look what I did with this franchise. To me, it speaks volumes of him as a quarterback, as a player, that not only did he go to Super Bowl one organization, he's going to a NFC championship with another organization that hasn't been to win in 31 years. That hasn't won a Super Bowl since they merged. Lions have three NFL championships, but they don't have a Super Bowl champion since the merger. So it's like one of those things, man, where you're like, bro, you're doing it. I think it's a crazy recipe if Fred Warner and them guys don't step up to stop that team, because if they don't, and that defense, I don't think Purdy can go toe to toe with Goff and that offense. And I think the matchup is there. You know what I'm saying? You guys agree or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the better of the two games. I think that's the better of the two
Mm.
games. That's just,
Yeah.
you know.
I think so.
I think I agree. But even though even though if that defense shows up, I still think that it's gonna be Purdy's game to lose. With no Deebo Samuels, that's gonna be a huge blow to that offense, and I think he's been ruled out. So he ruled out of the game. He's not playing. Yes, you have Kittle, you got Ayuk, and you got McCaffrey back there. That should be more than enough of a recipe to get it done. However, you still need that quarterback
Yeah.
to perform. So I think that I give it 51% will have to be on that offense to show up in order to beat that Lions team. That's gonna be hungry coming into your house. It's gonna be an interesting game. I hope it's a good one though. But if I had to choose a side right now, I think that the Detroit Lions are gonna get this W.
So they haven't ruled him out yet. They just say he's not practicing. So it's uncertain for the championship. So we'll see. They're gonna play him, bro. They're gonna
He
play him.
misses this game, that means he's really
Yeah,
he's really hurt, yo. If he
They-
misses
they-
this game,
they're gonna play him because if they win, they get 2 weeks off before they got to play again. That gives enough time to rest and the walkthroughs and stuff like that. So, all right. So now we covered the games. Let's talk about the Bills. Pete, I'll start with you because you was kind of touching on it. Is the window closing on Josh Allen and the Bills to win a Super Bowl?
it's very it's like what June said with the Chiefs going on the road. It seems weird, but like they're like the team, like they lost to the Chiefs a couple times now, but then when the Chiefs wasn't in it, they lost to the Bengals. Oh no, not even that the Chiefs wasn't in it. The Bengals beat them before they even got to the Chiefs. So it's just like, yo, what? Every year is something we're asking the same question. Like, yo, what's up with Buffalo? Because I think the last time they lost was to the Eagles. That was a while ago. That was the last time they lost. And they were playing like, oh, Josh Allen could be MVP, but the lights was bright and they choked. They choked that game with, like you said, Kansas City didn't do anything great. Kansas City just kind of stayed, on par with, just let's just rock. These dudes kind of shot themselves in the foot with Allen missing throws and just the coaching. Buffalo, I don't know, man. It could I don't like to say that because they have it in them, but damn, it seems like they kind of do have it in them to choke because the 4 Super Bowls and now look, they can't even get over the hump. When was the last time? I don't know, I forgot what year it was. I think it was Diggs' first year with them, and he was standing there watching the Chiefs celebrate, and that was like supposed to be like the motivation, and they still haven't done anything. And that team may look different next year.
It is going to look different. June, what's your take?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's very interesting. Because what is it, mid-season or whatnot was when the Bills fired the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Right. So the adjustment was done, and I think it paid off. I think it really paid off. I think it took like a week or so for that offense to click, but it really clicked, and it clicked very well. I still think that more weight was put on Josh Allen, which we all agree that we think the run game should be utilized a lot more. But to answer your question, Frank, it's really going to come down to one player, and I really hate to say this. It's really going to come down to, is Stefon Diggs still want to be part of that offense? Because if he does not, then that's going to really change the scheme over there. And if he does, are they going to add another wide receiver one caliber on the other side? Kind of like what Philadelphia has. They got the AJ Brown and and my dude Heisman. So I'm kind of like, if they're able to do that, I think it could work if they keep their running back. But that's my opinion on it.
I think there's something wrong with the team. I think there's a problem between Diggs and Allen. First off, you got to make the catches that he throws. If it hits your hand, you should have caught it. That ball was put in front of you. All you had to do was catch it and keep running. Keep your balance and keep running.
Had both hands too.
Yeah, and you didn't close the deal on that. When Allen went for that 2 and 9 deep, he had him open. It makes me wonder, did he even know he was open, or did he just say, fuck it, I'm not taking the chance, I'm going for the score?
He stepped on the lineman stepped on his foot. That's why they say he didn't get the throw there, but
Yeah.
what happened on that throw?
But he still could have went short, and he didn't.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah.
It's right.
So, you know, I wonder if the problems are more than what they're letting on. And I do agree. They had no Gabe Davis. That changed the game. Shakir was good. The Chiefs were susceptible to the run. They should have ran the ball more than they probably could have had 200 yards rushing if they really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Get it and eat clock, especially with Ian at the line. I don't think it's running out, but I agree with June. Depending what they do in this offseason is going to set them back or keep them going. I say let go of Diggs. I say let go of Diggs and either in the draft, hit in the draft, or find another receiver to bring over. Because I just think Diggs is not, he's not, you can't be mad and you're not making the catch that you got to make, man. Like that was put there. You know what I'm saying? There's, and it's expected of you to make that catch. That's the difference. I can understand if it was a third string with receiver, if it was a Rieger, you know, June, like you said, he couldn't catch nothing. He couldn't hold on to the ball. You know, if it's, you know, but he has to make that catch. And if you don't make those catches, that's what happens. You go home. All right, so let's look at the coaching carousel right now, man. Listen, Jim Harbaugh is going to the Chargers. We called it first here a few weeks ago because I messed up and read the post wrong and said that he was going, and we started talking like he already accepted the job, but he's there now. Pete, what do you think that does for the Chargers?
Well, we can't, you know, look, they got the players. They've been had the players, and we've said that too, that they have the players, defense and offense.
Mm-hmm.
They have the fifth pick in the draft, and now they got a coach that there's no excuse now. There's no excuse. Harbaugh has won Stanford, not won championships, but he's improved the teams. Stanford, San Diego State, and look what he did to the 49ers. 49ers, you know, they went to the Super Bowl. He lost to his brother in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And they missed out the year before, I believe, was to the Giants. With Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So he does improve the team everywhere he goes. And then look what happened in Michigan right now. So I think they got it right. I think they finally got a coach, and this is a monumental upgrade from this guy, Staley. Thank God, like they finally got a coach. Now we'll see what it is. Because if they don't do it this year, then they may have the same shit that Buffalo got. Like, yo, it's just not gonna happen for these cats. But awesome hire. I think they won with that. It's a huge dub.
Yeah, I think it's good for them. June, what's your take on it?
Man, I think it's super cool, man. It's super huge, super cool. I think it was pretty interesting because I was watching golly, the McAfee, that's his name.
Yeah.
I was making the McAfee show or whatnot, and I guess he was scheduled to meet with Atlanta, and obviously that didn't happen. So you know, it brought other questions to me that I'm going to ask you guys later on, or one question, not questions, but it's an interesting thing, man. That's good. He's proven, like he's a proven coach at the end of the day. He's a proven coach in the NFL. Obviously, his college coaching skills speaks for itself, but he's proven that's good for that team.
Do you think that him coming from college, this draft he's gonna pick right, being that he just left the scene, kind of like what Pete Carroll did when he left college and went over to the Seahawks? They said a lot of his drafts he was hitting on because he just left the program and knew what was out there. So do you think Harbaugh going into this draft soon, and maybe even looking at some of these players that's coming up as free agents or unrestricted or restricted free agents, do you think he'll try to hit big on the draft? Like, you think he could impact that a lot more than in the past? Pete?
I go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, he's got a definite advantage, like you said. He saw a lot of these players up up close. You know, scouts don't have the same access he had when he's coaching Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely gonna have insight on players that were on his own team. They're not gonna bring Eckler back. He may have an insight on, let's pick up Corum in the second round. That's the guy that I just won a championship with. Let's pick him up. So absolutely, definite advantage for him. Plus, he's an experienced coach, not just college, but in the pros as well. Played in the pros. So this is just a great hire.
Yeah, I think so too. June, you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we can hear you. Well, I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I had to switch over from but yeah.
Turn your camera on.
I think it's like what Pete said. It's like what Pete said. I think he's gonna have that first hand intel and look into it. Now, is he gonna utilize the rest of the coaching staff that he's gonna bring in or that he keeps to get that advice or recommendations or whatnot, and how they're gonna click? So I think so, man. I just think they need that right leadership over there to get that locker room right, and I think that presence is gonna immediately be impacted by what he brings to the table.
I agree. You just gonna go to June, obviously, because it's Dick Fangio going to the Eagles. June, how excited are you, man, about this hire for DC?
It's very interesting, man, because obviously I did research and all that good stuff, and he was a consultant for the Eagles back in 2022, which is great. But he's been all around the league. You know what I mean? He had plenty. He's been everywhere. He's been all over the league, which is great. He has a lot of experience. I guess the main thing is he gonna go in there and resolve the issues that are noticeable since last year that we been covering on our podcast for years now? It's kind of crazy because we've been covering this secondary issue for a very long time. Now, is he gonna solve that? And it didn't get better, because it's like we went from having a weak secondary to a secondary that don't like tackling people. So is he going to resolve those issues? And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I'm super excited about this change, and it just seems like the Howie and the Eagles they're not letting loose. Hey, we're not gonna get our foot off the pedal. We're still gonna keep making these adjustments until we get right back to the Super Bowl.
I'm interested. He has a whole offseason to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they got the draft coming up, and they got free agency to be able to move off of players and get what they got to get in there. So I'll go to Pete with this one. Dallas versus Dak. CeeDee Lamb's mom said Dak isn't it. No praise from Jerry or no praise from Jerry or to keep. Is Dak tour complete, or does he, or PCS mean does he move on? Does he go to another place? What do you think is gonna happen with Dak and the Cowboys? Or with that comment from the mom?
He's gonna stay. That happens every year, it seems like, with a whole bunch of other teams as well. I think Micah Parsons' brother said something as well. And I like the way that Micah Parsons shot that down. He said, look, that's his, he said he's his own man. Like, he's gonna say whatever he wants to say. But Jerry Jones, I don't know if you've noticed, he likes to double down on his picks. Like, he re-signed Ezekiel Elliott too early.
Yeah.
He held out. But at the time, everybody's looking at him like he's crazy, but like he's smart. Look at what's happening with Barkley and Josh Jacobs and Eckler. They didn't get their money. He got his money early, which was smart now that you look at it. But Jerry Jones likes to double down. He got Dak in the 4th round. Look, Dak is not the worst quarterback in the league. He's up there. Like, they're set at quarterback regardless of what's going on. They're going to keep Dak, and he's going to make him the highest paid quarterback. He's going to get the next big quarterback contract. He's going to sign him. He's not going anywhere. Dak is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see Dak going nowhere because who else you gonna go get? That's just it, you know. And you're not high enough in the draft to get one of these good quarterbacks. And it's not to say you need to be high in the draft. We've seen quarterbacks go in the first round and fail, but we've seen the guys come out the fourth, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round and excel. So, you know, I think to me, I think he's staying. CeeDee Lamb's mom is just upset. But look, CeeDee Lamb had his best year this year too. Dak had a great year, and he had his best year. So I think the two go together. I think Brandon Cooks that played well. I don't think they need to bail on that. I think they might need to get a stronger running game, in my opinion.
Like what June, that's one. Like what June said with Buffalo, they need another strong receiver.
Yeah.
Even though Cooks is not bad, Gallup is hard. I don't think Gallup is the answer. What fucked them is that they trade this guy, Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
If they would have had Cooper and Lamb, they would have been good.
But now that opens up the deal for Diggs to come over.
Huge cap hit, man. Huge cap hit.
But I saw it, man. And I should have saved it. There's some teams that are going to be losing players this year because of caps. A lot of teams are in the negative right now going into the offseason, and they're going to have to restructure deals. The Buffalo missed the field goal to tie the game. Is cutting the kicker after missing the field goal of this magnitude the right move, June?
No, I think you have to look at what he's really done in the season. And if my guy has had plenty of multiple games like that, then yes, get rid of the guy. Now, if it just happens sometimes, you know what I mean? It just happens sometimes, and I mean, I'm not gonna compare it to that first Super Bowl where Buddy missed
Wide
it.
right. Yeah, wide right
I'm
in
not
the same
comparing.
spot. Same
Right,
spot,
right.
wide right. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna compare it to that, but yeah, it's pretty interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it I wouldn't get rid of him. I wouldn't. It didn't come down to him. There was so many mistakes made before he got to that point that it never came down to him. And there's only been a handful of kickers in the past that you could, with your eyes closed, make sure that that's going in. Justin Tucker's probably only one that's active right now. That even if it's 80 yards, you'd be like, hey, go ahead and kick it. He's gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? June, you said you had a question for us, right?
Yep. I am. So the question is, it's about Belichick.
Okay.
All right. So this is the question. The question is, with Belichick, he's got interviewed twice for the same team, right? We're talking about Atlanta here. However, he's still out there. Does this really say much about Belichick, or teams are afraid to pick him up based on what he's bringing to the table on a positive or negative note?
Who you want first?
I'll go with you, Frank.
I think it speaks to the fact that people are concerned of taking a chance with him. They know Belichick's a student of the game. He's a historian of the game. They know what he brings to the table. I think that his polarizing self and the old school mentality pushes people away. Two, they see that without Brady, and even before that, when he was in the Browns, he only had one winning season. Gets Brady, he wins all these games, and then after Brady, he has one winning season with one playoff appearance, and then it goes downhill from there. I think a lot of the stuff brings up questions of, if he's such a great coach, why didn't he get the ship fixed right? Why didn't he get the coaching staff right? Why he didn't do this? Why he didn't do that? Why lately his picks haven't hit? So I think some teams are concerned. You know, he's 72 years old. How much longer is he really going to coach? Are you coaching just to win with 13 more games or 15 more games total, and you beat Don Shula and then you out? Or are you really trying to get a Super Bowl ring and go, you know? I think, to me, the best option would have been the Chargers for him, because he had a quarterback. He doesn't need it. Then the next would have been Atlanta, because all he needs is a quarterback, but he has the tight end, he has the wide receivers, he has the running back, he has the defense. Right now, I think the only position that's not filled that was looking for one, or not that we was tracking, is the Commanders, which keeps him on the East Coast, which keeps him not that far from his family in New England up there. But I don't know how that would work because he would still have to build a team. You know, is he gonna bring the same people over? Is he gonna bring his kids over? Is he gonna bring Josh McDaniel with him? Is he gonna still be in charge of doing all the personnel, or are they gonna let another GM come in? So I think that all has a part to play with it. But it does speak volumes. It does speak volumes that nobody's hired him. But I just don't think, in my opinion, I don't think he's the right fit for the Chargers or the right fit for Atlanta either. You know what I'm saying? Chargers had a defensive head coach and they were struggling. So I think Jim Harbaugh brings that offense to it. He was a quarterback, Jim, wasn't he? Yep.
Yep.
So he brings that offensive mind that they need, maybe for Justin Herbert. In Atlanta, I just don't see it. You know, I don't see it. So that's my take on it. I think it does speak volumes that nobody's hit him up, but I also feel it's by choice. I think that if Belichick would have said, yeah, okay, I'll go to Chargers, they would have hired him. I think if Belichick said, okay, I'm with the Falcons, they would have hired him. I think there's something there that's stopping him, and I just think he's trying to find the right spot. Pete?
I heard that Atlanta was leading toward Vrabel now. Not that it's official, but I heard they were leaning towards him. Of course, Harbaugh went to the Chargers. Commanders is interesting. But like the same thing with Atlanta, they don't have the quarterback, but there are options out there at quarterback. Kirk Cousins is the free agent. And Russell Wilson is going to be on the market. So I know they don't have the quarterback right now, but I think that could get fixed easier than what they don't have to go a rookie to try to hit on a franchise quarterback in the draft. They could get a veteran out there.
So the Falcons went with Raheem Morris, the Rams DC,
Oh, that's right.
as their new head coach. So yeah.
All right,
Jersey.
and the reason that I asked is because I was listening to these shows and I was compiling a lot of the information they put out. I know we all do that, but something just stuck in my head, and I was like, damn, is that a possibility? And I'm not saying that it is. And what I'm talking about is more so Bill Belichick brings to the table Bill Belichick, the arguably the best head coach, greatest head coach of all time. That's what you're going to hire. That's what's coming into that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're a DC, if Pete is an OC, and I am a special teams coach, right? And now we got Bill Belichick coming in, and we win, and we win, and we win, right? Is the credibility going to be, damn, Bill Belichick did this? It wasn't Pete, Frank, or June. And is that something that could be steering away organizations based on credibility that could be shared, or could be kind of steering away other head coaches, saying, hey, you bring him in, I'm out?
Yeah, it could be. But what's the point of playing if you're not going to win chips? What's the point of playing if you're not going to bring discipline? You know, I don't want to be a homer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a football fan before anything, and everybody wants to criticize Bill because after Brady left, and I just believe, and I've been saying this about every organization, winning championships is not just coaches and players. It's owners, GMs, it's the whole coaching staff. That's why they all get rings. It's not just the players on the field. Yeah, look, what you saw in New England, you might not see again, or you might see it with the Chiefs. New England's been to 8 straight AFC championships. Now the Chiefs are at 6, and they act like it's the greatest thing since sliced cheese. I'll celebrate them when they make to 9 straight, not just 6. New England was the last team to go back-to-back wins. New England was the last team to go to 3 Super Bowls, winning 2 out of the 3. Hell, in the loss, Brady set the record for 505 yards passing, which beat the previous record in Super Bowl 51. But that's when the critique started with Belichick. He didn't play Malcolm Butler. People thought that would have been a difference in the game. I don't think so. The Eagles was killing us over the top the whole fucking game, so it didn't matter. So I think that people forget what he did and how he did it and how he moved. And the discipline that he brings to a team. And if that's the case, if it's because other assistant coaches don't want to work with him, then hey, so be it. Even if he doesn't get hired, right? He'll have 3 bad years in New England, but he coached the greatest defensive player that ever touched the field. He has 2 rings as a defensive coordinator with the Giants. He has 6 rings as a head coach. Dude's been scouting teams since he was 5 years old. Like, the dude's a historian of the game. You can say what you want. Belichick is going to go in the Hall of Fame. And the thing about it is, when it comes down to all the stuff, all the history, Deflategate, Spygate, I watch football, and I'm telling you, people were on the show talking about they just got caught. We all do it. They just got caught. That's all it is. But when you're winning so much, people want to find a reason why you're winning. So Bill Cowher said it gets done. The great John Madden said he's been recording people forever. They said Madden said he used to water the field more before they played the game so that the Raiders would have an advantage over the other team. People used to put stickums in their hand before they had the gloves, remember, to catch the balls. When Deflategate happened, which they can't even find the results of Deflategate no more from the investigation, what your boy A-Rod said, Aaron Rodgers was like, oh, I like my balls overinflated. And then Eli Manning said, I like to rub my balls on the turf first so I get a better grip. Pause. And nobody ever questioned it because that's not in the rule. That's not against the rules. So I don't know. If that's what's stopping him from getting a job, then that's kind of stupid. That's just me. I'm sorry I was long-winded, but I just feel like it's disrespectful, in my opinion. But maybe he needs to be done. Not every record's meant to be broken, and maybe it ain't your job to beat Shula's record,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was my question. I thought that was an interesting comment that was mentioned, and I said, that's pretty interesting.
I would love to see him go somewhere and win another ring.
Right.
I would. Just to shut up the naysayers and shut up the people that have been talking shit. But I think the people that talk shit are the people that have lost to him. Shady McCoy, other people, they've lost him. They have losing records to the Patriots and everything. And they want to put Brady at the helm of that. But Brady wasn't always Brady. Those first 3 Super Bowls, that was all defense. And people forget that. And there was a 10-year drought. In those 10 years, we lost 2 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? Then they go and win another 4, whatever it was, or 3. And it's like, yo, you sit here. It's too, like, I don't know. They discredit him. It's like G said, he picked Brady in the 6th round, but he can't draft. He picked Edelman in the 6th round, but he can't draft. He's picked Gronkowski. Mike Slater, who happens to be probably one of the best special teams player ever. Devin McCourty. Then he brought his brother over from the Browns, and they won the Super Bowl against the Rams. You know what I'm saying? So Hightower, Gerard Mayo, Willie McGinnis, Seymour, Vrabel, all these guys can go down the line. I mean, they probably would be Hall of Famers if they played in any other team, but because they played in the system of the Patriots, they don't get the credit. So, but that's just me, man. That's
Gotcha.
Now I'm sad. Thanks. I'm about to just go cry in a corner and shit. Yo, I got a question. I know we're about to wrap it up, but before we do, each one of you, I'll give you Lions and 49ers. June, I'll give you Ravens and Chiefs. Pete, in your opinion, what do each team need to do to win? Like kind of tailor the tape in boxing.
So you want me to do both games or just?
No, just the Lions and 49ers. So NFC, and I'll give June AFC.
Well, Lions are gonna have to keep up with the 49ers, because even with, let's say Deebo doesn't play, I still think they're able to take advantage of that defense. The defense is the secondary is not great. I know they got Hutchinson, they got Campbell, the rookie linebacker, is another pick that they got that they got right. And I know all those picks weren't from the trade, but they still hit on a lot of their picks. But I think they're just gonna have to keep up with them. I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop them unless Purdy shits the bed. But just keeping up with them and keep it close, because in a close game, anything can happen. And we saw what happened with Buffalo and the Chiefs. They kept it close. This dude had a chance to tie it. He missed. So keep it close. Anything can happen. Same thing happened in the San Francisco game with the Packers.
Mhm.
They missed the kick too. That game would have been tied. They missed the kick, but since he missed that kick, he had to go. They had to try to drive down again and tie it, and they couldn't do it. So I think they just have to keep it close.
Well, okay. In June,
Ravens and Chiefs, correct?
yeah.
I think that if Lamar continues to play like Lamar and he doesn't change his play like he has been, I think he's gonna be he and the Ravens. I keep saying he, but we all know right now he's in the driver's seat. So as long as Lamar plays the way that he's been playing, and he doesn't change anything in his game, I think he's gonna be very successful. Like I said, like I said about these Chiefs, they're not gonna bring anything crazy to the table. However, if they were to bring something crazy to the table to get this W, it's gonna be that defense to apply that pressure on Lamar to keep him from making those lucrative runs and applying that pressure so he can make more decisive decisions on those receivers and those tight ends. And I think that defense is going to be the key factor for the Chiefs. However, it's not going to be as easy as I said it. And I think Lamar's MVP caliber season will have that edge over that defense.
You're on mute, Frank.
My bad. My wife came in. No, I think that's a good take. I think that's good. And I agree with both sides. I think it's going to have to come a lot from the Lions. Going to have to play a perfect game going into 49ers. And I think that the Ravens are going to have to play a perfect game to beat the Chiefs. And I just don't see it. I see Lamar. I think Lamar's ready. I think he's ready. I think he knows what he has to do. And I think that to a certain extent, there's a chip on his shoulder too. Like, yo, y'all keep disrespecting me, like I'm not him. There's only 2 unanimous MVPs and I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? So now you're gonna say that I'm not that because I don't have this, I don't have that. Somebody said a question. I don't know if it was in our chat or what, but it was like, is Josh Allen our new Phillip Rivers?
Damn,
I heard something similar. I heard is he the new Dan Marino?
Oh wow. Well, shit. If you're the new Dan Marino, then that's good because Dan Marino, if he wouldn't had one ring, he would have been the greatest of all time. So
we all agree that Josh Allen is good. He can play. Just can't the team that he's on can't get over the hump. That's what it is. That's all it is.
yep, is all it is. So look, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Good episode. I sent you the picture in the chat. I don't know if you saw it with the offsides Gmail as password, so you can see it.
Oh no, I didn't see it yet.
Pedro's working on the YouTube channel. We got that coming. June's working on some dry fish shirts for us to wear. I'm gonna put the episode out. It should be on Apple Podcasts now too, and Spotify. And then when Pedro gets the page up, we'll share it. I will be doing a Facebook page for it too, like a fan page, and get that going. But subscribe, like, share, please share. I think we're doing something great here. Pedro, you got any closing remarks?
Enjoy the games this weekend, man. Only 3 more games left in the season, but enjoy the games. I think they'll both be good ones. Can't wait. See y'all next week.
June, close it out, bro.
Yeah, I just want to say it's a blessing coming into this week as in the 40s trying to catch up to Pete and Frank. And so here I am. James, I know he'll be on here next week. Had to take care of some stuff. So definitely wish your Ravens the best. James is not here, but we're wishing his team the best because he's a diehard Ravens fan. And if he doesn't, he's like a meme expert. So he likes to troll. So I got something for you if your Ravens don't come through, bro. But I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna waste too much time and get prepared because I think your Ravens gonna get this dub.
I hope so.
Yep. But it's been a blessing, Frank and Pete, man. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week, a good safe weekend. And other than that, that's all we got. Wrapping up here in the offsides.
Peace.